I'll be watching as you breathe. I feel you move. I feel you walk around the bed.
Hey, people of YouTube, this is Mike here, Global Voodoo, and I'm bringing to you a show here tonight, live from Arizona. Should be super fun. Want to just acknowledge a couple things really quick here and kind of just give you a brief background on myself. Oh, my phone's ringing here. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to get over here. I should have grabbed that first. So anyway, apologize for that. Give you a quick background introduction on myself. I've been a reseller for over 15 years, full-time for the past, probably going on 11 years now. And, you know, I have a kid. I've got 2 kids. I've got a wife. And like I said, I've been doing this full-time 10 years, and I do really well. I sell on eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, you name it. I sell everywhere, right? And, you know, I love my lifestyle. I really do. I love the fact that, you know, I can kind of do what I want, and I make as much money as I want, right? And I'm able to support my family and, you know, the whole 9 yards, right? So tonight I wanted to bring to you guys kind of a show that, you know, it's something I just have a passion for this, guys. I have a really big passion for reselling. I like talking about reselling. I own the website PICK4PROFIT.com, which is a paid subscription-based website where, you know, a lot of stuff goes on there. But this show tonight is not going to be about pitching services I have. That's just, you know, that's just not my style. I'm not going to say, hey, you need to go do this. You need to go do this. You know, if you've been following me for a while, you realize that I don't do that. Okay. And I'm just really clear with what I have and what I do. And I'm not here to go and try to get 20,000 people to follow me and 20,000 people to join my services. I don't want that. Everything that I do is really, it's small. It's designed to be small. So our information stays together in the groups that I have. Right. But, if you're interested, you can go to my Facebook. It's Resellers Roundtable. You can check it out. You can request to join and jump in that group there. Now, that being said, all that said and done, I had posted something on my Facebook about giving away a 3-month membership for Pick4Profit just in time for Q4. And I'll be honest with you guys, I was kind of taken back with a lot of the comments that were coming through that I was seeing. And here they are. Okay, here's all the comments. And I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages of comments. And I started reading these, and I was showing my wife Kim them, and I was like, wow, this is just incredible, you know, that, you know, let me tell you just a quick story of when I first came on YouTube. You know, I kind of started making some other videos that weren't picking related. And then I was doing some videos that were kind of like retail arbitrage, kind of before I even saw anybody on YouTube talking about that. And then I remember sitting there one night and said, you know what? I make a living buying stuff. And I remember my first video, I said, you know what? I'm going to make this video and talk about t-shirts and how you can find these type of t-shirts or whatever it is at a thrift store. And from my journey from that point on till now, it's been truly amazing. And I feel really blessed. But going back to these comments, I mean, it's amazing to me, you know, one of the people I've touched, you know, and motivated and helped down the road here. And it's really just been, like I said, a blessing. And for all you guys that commented on that Facebook post, I really super appreciate it. I'm not going to go out here and read every one of these comments, but I wish I could, you know, I mean, I want to. I'm going to do something with these down the road. And so tonight, really, I'm going to be giving away a Pick4Profit membership for 3 months, not just for one person, because there was a lot of good stuff in here. And there's going to be some other stuff down the road for the people that took the time to comment and tell me this. But I'm going to share some of these stories really quick with you guys, okay? And I feel it's the need to do this because these people wrote down some really heartfelt stuff that I was reading. I'm like, this is insane, right? So anyway, I'm going to read a couple of these stories really quick, these posts, and then we'll continue with the show. But I want to first say that I am drinking out of a Cubs koozie or whatever, not koozie, what do you call these? Koozies. Funny thing is, like out here, I mean, you know, they have the Arizona spring training where the Cubs play, but like this was on clearance for like 10 cents. There was 100 of them. So I'm like, sweet. And I bought them up, sold them on Amazon, and I kept one for myself because I'm, you know, even though I live in Arizona, I'm still Chicago at heart. So I don't know if the comments are coming through. I'm on the page here. I can see some of them coming through. So, you know, leave a comment below or question or anything of that nature. I'll probably see it here while I'm doing the show, but let me get into this real quick here. And I wanted to really make a point of this because before I give away these memberships for the 3 months, you know, I want to thank all of you that have commented and just with the positivity, it's been been truly amazing. And like I said, I feel blessed. But let's start here. Chris Sykes, I'm just going to read his post, and you can go on my Facebook, Morning Cup of Joe, and check it out. But this might be boring to you guys, but I'm doing this. So let's get through this here. Chris says, you and your videos have helped in every way, shape, and form. You were literally the first person I watched on YouTube when I was looking into reselling. And actually, I was the grace of God that I stumbled upon your videos. See, I'm disabled. Was an athletic, hard-working man until condition of my back became too much for me to bear. I will be paralyzed from the waist down eventually, and my condition eventually cuts off the nerves that work my legs and pelvis. Without finding you in your videos, I would have had to give up my pride and go on disability. Not anymore. I've been gaining momentum since the start and have watched and learned everything I know from you and your videos. They have basically been a lifesaver, or at the very least, a pride saver. Thank you, Mike, for everything that you do. What you've helped me achieve is priceless. So just mind-blowing right there, guys, right? So thank you so much, Chris Sykes. You're going to get a 3-month membership for Pick for Profit, okay? I mean, this is where I'm telling you guys, right? If I can provide anybody motivation or a skill or a mindset of what I do for a living, I'm happy with that, right? I mean, I'm here and I'm on public talking about reselling this, that, you know, and I'm here to tell you that it's easy to do, but you have to work hard. You have to put your legs to the freaking pavement and start running, okay? Because you're an entrepreneur at this point in time. You're a small business owner, and you know, and it's up to you to build this. It's up to you to build this fortress. So, you know, I'm just going to give this back to some people. I'm going to give back some memberships here. Move on to the next one. It's just, I mean, this is just amazing. I'm just kind of taken back. But all right, so here's the next one, Chris Davis. And when I go into this here, if I've left you out, trust me, I'm doing something other than this, but I wanted to give these memberships out right away. And but for all of you who take the time to post, there's something coming, so keep that in mind. All right, let's get to this next one. Chris Davis. Easy. You helped me with the hardest thing any man ever has to do. Convince his wife that something is a good idea. I've worked retail since I was 17 years old. I'm now 29. My wife and I had recently done IVF because we couldn't get pregnant and pretty much drained our bank account paying for it. On the Sunday after Christmas, the owner of the store I had been managing for 3.5 years called me and told me that they were closing the store the next day. I never been unemployed for even a day in over 10 years. So now I have no money, a 5-month pregnant wife, and no job. I went to the unemployment office the next day and found out that I could receive benefits for 6 months. I knew that I didn't want to go back to retail, so I decided that I need to figure something out by the time my daughter was born. My first instinct was eBay. When my wife and I first got together 10 years ago, we were both making minimum wage and supplemental our income by buying and reselling on eBay. I started selling some stuff on eBay, but nowhere near enough to be a full-time income. The more research I did, the more I learned about other avenues for reselling like Amazon. I knew absolutely nothing about Amazon until I ended up finding your YouTube and Facebook. The information I got from there really made me feel like FBA was a legitimate option. I started telling my wife about it, and she was skeptical. Then one day you posted a video on your Facebook of you and your son driving home after scoring a ton of Olafs, which, by the way, that was awesome. We rocked it. It was awesome. I showed my wife your video, and I showed her how much the Olaf sold for on Amazon. We went to Walmart that night and found 9 of those Olafs, and my wife was instantly hooked. That was genuinely the seminal moment that got me into FBA. Now, I haven't had a job in 10 months, and I get to stay home and raise my daughter without taking her to daycare. Sorry for the lengthiness. I had actually considered sending you an email before just to thank you, but this seemed like the perfect opportunity. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, so thank you, Chris Davis. Super appreciate that. You'll have a membership. I'm going to post everybody who's gotten these memberships in my Facebook. But just right there is amazing. I mean, you know, I'm really kind of just blown away, and I just feel the need to kind of talk about this. But Yeah, just amazing. So congratulations to you, Chris. So many of these comments, guys. So many of these comments. And I'm not doing this to whatever, but here's another one I'm going to read. It's from Nick Monterosa. I've told you this in the past, but no harm in saying it again. Laugh out loud. You helped me boost my business with your videos at first, and last year, Q4 was very inspiring to see your very active Facebook. Prior to that, you helped me build my business, push through some of the tough, slow times, and work my way to where I am now. I've always enjoyed following you because you are different from the others. You're different from the other YouTube resellers. You have a family to feed, adult responsibilities, and like myself, you require income to take care of that, which is why I find more genuine information from your sources versus the others. Nick, you've got a 3-month membership to Pick for Profit. Thanks so much for taking the time to comment. Just unbelievable, guys. Just really super unbelievable. You know, I mean, if I'm the poster child of reselling and what you can do, I'm proud of that. I'm proud that just looking at these comments and just, you know, how I've inspired others to make money. It's truly an incredible thing. Last one here before we move on to some other stuff. This is from Matt Pritchard. Best thing that I got from you was the courage to leave my full-time job. I've been full-time for about 2 years now. Also, you got me motivated and made me aware of the amazing world that is FBA. Without your videos, I may have never found FBA. You gave me the courage to ship my first shipment from Canada, which is a tremendous help because there are very few resellers here and very little information. You sped up my learning curve like crazy and also introduced me to selling clothing on eBay and the right way to do it. You've been an awesome guide, and I'm really thankful for you and all you do. Thank you, Matt. You got a membership for Pick for Profit for 3 months. There's a lot more of you guys out there, but like I said, I'm really kind of taken back at all this, and I'm actually honored to be reading this, to be honest with you. And it's amazing just to see what difference I do make, you know. So anyway, I hope you guys understand the fact that, you know, I have this YouTube channel here with a lot of information on it, a lot of information, a lot of hangouts, a lot of different stuff going on. I have Facebook, right? You can catch me on Facebook on Morning Cup of Joe. All right, I post things all the time. I do stuff on Twitter. All right, like I said, I've got 3 different types of programs. I've got Resellers Roundtable Facebook group, Resellers Roundtable Elite, and Pick for Profit. Resellers Roundtable Facebook page it's free. I mean, you can go in there and request a join, ask questions, whatever. People are gonna, you know, I'm gonna come back and answer your questions, or you know, people are gonna respond to you in the group. So there's that options there for all of you guys. It's just been a platform I've created for helping others, and you know, it's out there. So I want to make this statement really clear right now. You know, sometimes people associate with me with drama and a lot of stuff, but I apologize to the people that are actually friends with me on Facebook that receive messages from people spamming to join other different groups. I apologize this has happened. I've removed some of those people from my Facebook, you know, because they were causing a problem. So if you are part of my Facebook as a friend to Michael, you know, and you got these messages, I'm sorry. I can't control the spam and the craziness. So anyway, all right, guys. So, all right, we're Q4 is coming, right? Q4 is here. It's right now. Okay. Right now is the time to make this money, guys. I mean, whether you're part-time or full-time, going out right now and just putting, you know, getting yourself in gear, listing things, taking all these opportunities right now and applying them to your business, whether it's eBay or Amazon. Okay. And with eBay right now, you know, there's lots of talks about what Q4, Amazon, holy, don't forget eBay. Okay. I mean, you could do a lot of things with eBay in Q4. eBay is just it's not as big as Amazon, and you can't scale as much as you can with Amazon. But with eBay, if there's a hot selling toy that's selling on Amazon, it's selling on eBay too, guys, right? Before I started really learning about FBA and some of the stuff, you know, when I was getting these hot toys, because I've been doing this, like I said, for 10 years full time, going 11 years full time, selling these hot toys, these hot items around Christmas time. And I was selling them, I started on eBay, right? You know, there's so many advantages with eBay versus Amazon in terms of you can get your money the same day, right? If there's a hot item, you can have it in your hand, you list it, and boom, right? Versus Amazon, where if you have this item and your merchant filling it, yeah, it'll sell, but you're not getting that money, right? Because there's no association unless you have, you know, there's no PayPal. But if you have an established Amazon account you've been selling for a while, yeah, you can pull that money out pretty quickly, right? But if not, you know, it's 2 weeks. So there's a lot of advantages, disadvantages to both platforms, but use them both, right? Now is the time to go and take and everything that you have. If you got stuff laying in your house right now, get this stuff online, right? You have to be able to get this stuff online, because doing that, you're going to have more opportunities to make more money, right? And if you're like me, I mean, you go out there and you source deals, you find deals, and sometimes it becomes overwhelming. And with that overwhelming, it becomes like, oh man, oh geez, yeah, I've got like 4,000 books in my garage, and you got to hop on it. You got to get it done, right? Maybe take a time out and say, okay, time out right now. I'm not going to keep sourcing because I've got enough. This is the time to be listing it, getting this stuff out there, throwing it to the wind, boxing up and throwing to Amazon, right? There's a lot of opportunity out there. We should be thankful that we can stay at home and go and source places like thrift stores and flea markets, garage sales, right? And be like junkers, treasure hunters, whatever it is, and have this opportunity to sit at our, really sit on our lazy butts and sit on the chair and go, or sit with the phone, and then boom, sale. Awesome, right? That's what I'm saying. Take advantage of the situation, because you know what? You never know how it might go down. In 5 years, 10 years, is eBay going to be around? Is Craigslist? Is Amazon? I'm sure some of those companies will be around for sure, but things are going to change, right? Dynamics will change. eBay will have higher restrictions on things. And, it's just make the money now, right? You bought the item, get it done, okay? Get it done. So that's my little rant on just get off your butt and get it done, right? Take the extra time and just go for it. If you're working 12, 13, 15 hours a day, just get it done. Because if you get all that stuff out to Amazon or eBay, get all your listings going, right, you're putting yourself in the maximum position for you to make as much money as you can. So if you're sitting here right now going, well, last year was okay, I made some good money, but I want to crush it this year, bust your butt and get it done, right? It's that simple. It's that simple. There's no magic pill. There's no, well, what do I need to do? Well, I tell you what to do, list, or put the stuff in a box and send to Amazon, or go to the flea market and work the flea market, or put the items on Craigslist, right? The whole 9 yards. So I'm going to thank all of you guys for joining me here live that are watching. I'm going to talk about some different things, and then I'm going to get some people to come and talk with me about some other different things. But all right, guys. So Amazon, I'm going to talk about Amazon, and then I'm going to talk about eBay a little bit with books. Okay. All right. Books are really a nice thing to sell, okay? And, really what I'm going to talk about is how to find these books, okay? And just give you some of the things that worked for me in the past and in the present and now. And, I'm putting them in order, right? The first one is really, go to bookfinder.com, okay? And I'm sorry, it's booksalefinder.com. Go to that website and search your zip code, your state, and find these book sales. That's where you want to be, okay? That's where you're going to be able to find a lot of different, you're just going to come across an abundance of books at one given time. And depending on how much cash flow you have there, you could buy some really nice books, right? That would be my number one source for finding books, okay? Is find them in your area. If you don't have these in your area and you want to start learning how to sell books, go out and maybe travel a little bit and find one of these sales, right? Same thing applies with like library sales. Call your local libraries. Say, hey, when's your book sale? You ever have a book sale? And then you're going to have somebody on the phone. Yeah, it's this date, blah, blah, blah. Write it all down and go over there and scan all those books, right? Me personally, I mean, I do pretty well with books. I've sold thousands, and I'd probably say I've sold 50, 60,000 books on Amazon. And I'm not afraid of selling books that are penny books or $1,000 books. Doesn't matter what the rank, right? Because I buy right. I buy it where it's at the right price points for me, where I feel comfortable. If you've been following me on Facebook, I just bought a lot of 60,000 books. Have I got them all done? Have I got them all to Amazon yet? No, I haven't. It's a ton. It's a lot of work. But understanding how a penny book works, can you make money off penny books? Well, I know you can, right? Is it worth your time? No, not if you're just going to Goodwill and buying them, right? So understand what you're scanning. Look at the ranks. If you're like me and you're like, hey, it's ranked 12K or 12 million, but it's going for, $350. I'm in, baby. I'm in. I'm buying that. I like that game, right? So understand that mentality. Understand that rank sometimes doesn't matter with books, right? Does not matter with books. Here's number two that I like to do with books: estate sales, okay? back when I was in Chicago, now I'm in Arizona, estate sales have a plethora sometimes of books. You walk in and you know, and the people running these estate sales, you know, especially if you're in a really nice neighborhood or somebody that, you know, they collected some nice books, you can hit home runs because the people running the estate sales don't value the books. They go, oh, this is books. Let me worry about this antique thing over here. So there's an opportunity right there, estate sales, right? Don't, you know, when you're scouring through estate sales, whether you use estatesales.net or using Craigslist or local, you know, newspaper prints, understand that whatever the ad says, just show up, right? Just if it's in your area or in your route, show up. You'd be surprised. Don't base things off of the ad, right? My key to that is when you see the ads for the estate sale stuff or the Craigslist stuff, the best ones I've personally gone to and scored big time are the ones where there's very little information, right? The ones I kind of stay away from time to time is when everything's listed. It's all this freaking mumbo jumbo. Hey, we got a stroller here. We got a, you know, baby cart here. We got an entertainment center. They've listed everything. And you go there and you're like, oh, there's no deal here, right? No deal. So, you know, look at, you know, the estate sales. Again, Craigslist, right? Go to Craigslist. People are selling books. Put ads out. Want ads. Go to your local neighborhood and find out where things are happening, right? Like grocery stores, and print yourself out a nice little, you know, 8x10. You can even handwrite it, put your phone number there. I buy books, right? If you live near a college, you can crush it. You can crush it. Go around the cafeterias, boop, boop, get stickers made. Who cares? I buy books.com. So you're going to get this. You want to engage. You want people to call you and tell you, hey, okay, yeah, I got 30 books here. Right. And yeah, you know, I can use some beer money this weekend. They don't care. Right. They want the beer money. Right. Or they want the new video game money. And they will say these college textbooks that could be worth really good money. So get creative when it comes to that. Craigslist is an awesome opportunity. It's free. Understand, okay, your local area. If there's no books and you go to all these places and nothing is going on, that happens. Right. You just have to figure out if it's in your area. Same thing with clothing. Same thing with retail arbitrage. You know, you might not have all these opportunities, but find out what's right in your area. Okay. Number 4 is garage sales. Okay. For me personally, I go into garage sales. I don't like to personally scan books in front of people. I don't like to scan anything in front of anybody at a garage sale. Maybe it's not like it's a confidence thing. It's just kind of like, you know, because you always get this. You can always get the person, what are you doing? Or how much is that worth? So I look at it and I can gauge of what it is and say, okay, well, okay, how much are all these? And they give you a price, right? A lot of times it's so cheap that it's like worth the risk, right? Risk versus reward. Do I buy these 50 books here for $3? Well, take a chance. You scan them in. If they're duds, then okay, you've lost a little bit of money, but there could be some home runs there. You know, it's up to you what you decide in terms of how you want to scan. If you want to scan in front of people garage sales, great, right? That me personally, I don't do that. I kind of find that insulting a little bit, honestly. So there's that. Thrift stores, number 5, finally, is really like the last place to go to. You know, as you know, you probably want to spot other thrift stores like local mom and pops. I mean, the Goodwills, the Salvation Armies, the Weigh and Pays, all that. They're getting savvy to it, right? I mean, out here by me, they, you know, the Salvation Army, they, you know, they get their store of books that come through, and then all that is sent to another facility for them to scan, right? So the ones that come back are just, I mean, they're worthless, just completely worthless, penny books. So, you know, you have to understand how your thrift store works, right? If you're at Savers or, Goodwill, you know, understand not all Goodwills are selling online. Not all Goodwills participate in shopgoodwill.com, right? Or not hooked up on Amazon or eBay. Find those, right? But if you do find some, you're like, man, I can never find a book here. Yeah, you're never going to find a book there because somebody in the back is doing that, without a doubt. So, yeah, so that's the whole book thing mentality. You know, there's money in books. There's money in a lot of different things. There's 1,000 things to talk about. And you know, it's all just based on your area, right? Find out what's abundant in your area. Find out what you can consistently get and turn it into a business, right? Turn it into a business. Before we do something here, I want to do this real quick here. Let me go over here and I'll look in the comments here. I've got a lot of stuff I want to talk about, guys. And then I'm going to bring on some people here if they can make it tonight, and we can kind of talk about some other things. Let's send this invite out here real quick. Again, thank you all of you guys that have tuned in here for tonight. While we're seeing if we can get somebody on here, I want to show you guys just some general books that I like to grab, right? Now, this is like a penny book, but I'll tell you what, when they're autographed, I'm in like Flint, man. And I've sold these things on Amazon, FBA. I take a picture of the cover, take a picture of the autograph and say, hey, autographed. Hey, it's an autograph, and this is probably not a big name author. Maybe it is, Jim Kern. But somebody out there will buy it. And from my experience, when I see these for like pennies and nickels and dimes, and I grab them, right? So look, always, the autographs usually going to be in here. Look at autobiographies. You'll see a lot of autobiographies. And I've pulled out Bill Clinton's autograph. You'd be surprised if you're at a thrift store, even if they scan the books, right? They don't sit there and look through the first 3 pages. So if you're a book guy or girl, always look, right? And go, oh yeah, sweet autograph. And you can sell those on Amazon, FBA, or eBay without a doubt. So there's that one there. Let's do this here. Here's a great book that I picked up recently. It's called Yellowstone Wolves in the Wild, right? Anything, kind of history, natural scene, animals, they do really well. I don't remember off the top of my head what the scan for, but really nice book. Coffee table books, really. You can see it sitting on the coffee table. So that's good there. I have really great success with books like this, old railroad books. It's a coffee table book without a doubt. It's a talking point. You put it on the coffee table and you're like, yeah, right. Here, old steam engines and people are into this, right? Like I said, I don't know exactly what this one goes for, but it was worth a profit in my eyes. So I pick those up when I see them. A lot of times I just pick them up and I don't really scan them. I just take a chance. Again, here it's subject matter, right? Subject matter. The Great Cars by Ralph Stein, special photograph edition. Just history, right? Amazing. People love history. And here, it even says in the back, the treasury of the automobile. Just really cool stuff. And yeah, look at this. This is pretty wild. So we'll see how that goes. But these are typically the ones I kind of pick up. I wanted to show you this one really quick before I start to talk about something else. This one is, let me go in the comments here and see what's going on. Shout out some people. Let's see what we got. All right, we got, what's up, Joseph Day, Richard Schnovner, Norix Context, Thrifty Picker, Picking Profits, David Duncan, Rozzy Smith, Mr. Sadie123, and Jay Shaw. What up, what up, what up? So yeah, there's, let's see, I'm gonna see, I thought it was like a good question here. Andrew, he's a big bookseller, Picking Profits over there. So check him out. He knows a lot about books, and it's one of those things. It's books. Andrew's not making a channel because it's just a waste of time, right? He's talking about books because they sell, without a doubt. Without a doubt, they sell. This one's a library edition, right? And you'll get these. You'll see these. Especially go to book sales, stuff like that, and they're all tatted up, blah 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 blah. But these are nice. These are nice books, and look these up. This thing is. Hey, Jay, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, hold on. What's up, buddy? What's going on?
Not much. Just had a nice dinner and kind of getting ready to chill, and thought I'd join you for a few minutes and see what kind of trouble we can get into.
Cool. Yeah, so real quick before I get to talk to Jay, and just want to finish this story on this wine guide, right? So if you're a wine enthusiast, this thing, you like wine, don't you, Jay?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's got every freaking brand, the top freaking wines from all over the place. It's just an amazing book. And I'm a wine connoisseur myself, but it's like the Bible, right? It's the Bible of wine. And there's a lot of these ones like this. This, I think, is $50 on Amazon used. So
wow.
Super crazy, super cool. All right, so we got Jay in the house, and Jay is a good friend of mine. He's got a lot. This guy's got a lot of stuff. We've made some videos in the past. Talking about social media. But Jay, just really quick, introduce yourself to the people that are watching here tonight.
Well, I guess I've been involved in all kinds of different things. Some entrepreneurial stuff, a lot of different jobs. Finally kind of came to the point that I realized that I'm pretty much unemployable. And what that means is that when you have this thing inside of you that you are always trying to either fix the company's issues instead of focusing on just doing your job, they don't like that very well.
Yeah.
So, but when you realize who you are and how you're wired and why, you just have to come to a point where it's like, you know what? This is who I am. So I got to figure out something to do to make who I am, to make that work. Just as you know, just as everybody in your group knows, that's why we all want to be able to do our own thing. And so let's see, I got involved with media back in 2000, selling TV ads for a local TV station, CBS affiliate. Did that for a couple years. And then out of that started my own really small ad agency, video production business, and so on and so forth. And then I kind of got into the whole online space, and I was really hip to the idea of knowing that I could see the writing on the wall. And part of the problem with television, even in a small market, is it's really expensive to have to pay for the spot schedule every single month, month in, month out, because if you didn't pay, they didn't run your spots, right? That's just the way it is. So I realized with this internet, you can create like a 5-minute or a 10-minute piece of content and tell your whole story, as opposed to a 30-second ad and barely brush anything, and put it on the web. And once it's on the web, there's no more cost. It's done. Other than some hosting. And once I had that light bulb come on, I was like, this is going to be a game changer. This is really going to change the way people do business. And that was, of course, pre-Facebook, pre-Twitter, pre-social, all those things. So I've really been studying a lot of how companies, corporations, and small businesses are using the online experience in all the wrong ways, because they're taking all those old models of TV, newspaper, radio, all those things, and trying to use what worked in those situations with this new social media, and it just bombs horribly because it's a completely different space. It just doesn't work that way. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the summation where I'm at right now.
Yeah, so I mean, getting back on Jay here real quick, Jay, I know he's a social media god. I mean, really, he's in Pick for Profit, he's in our group, and the guy knows a ton of stuff. I want to take the time right now to plug something really quick. And if you're like, oh, Mike, what are you selling us? Hey, just listen here, right? Jay's got this guide coming out, and if you're in the Facebook groups, you know what what we're talking about here. But I'm going to just kind of talk about this, and we're going to post up. Jay, what is this you sent me? This was the Why Did I Write the Book?
Yeah, it's why did I write this guide? And that's a fairly common thing with things, but it helps to give background, and it's basically the same things I just mentioned just a minute ago. Is that I've seen major corporations all the way down to independent, individual solopreneurs and small businesses and all points in between try and use social media like it was TV or radio or newsprint, which is those things were all monologue driven. They were all like newspaper. Here's my name, here's my price, here's my phone number, here's my product, call me. There was no conversation. There was no dialogue. Yeah. Social media, there's a reason they call it social media. It's social. It's supposed to be a conversation. So some businesses get that. Many, many do not, because all they want to do is talk about their stuff.
For sure. So I'm going to talk about really quick here. Somebody's getting ready to knock my door, so I'm going to blank out for 1 second, Jay.
All right.
I apologize to do this, but I'm reading this here, and I've read majority of the guide, right? It's awesome, right? But I'm going to read this real quick here before this noise starts happening. Social media is not an opportunity for you to brag about how great your merchandise is or interrupt people with the usual one-sided message of buy my stuff. It's the best. So I'm going to let you talk there while I go deal with this real quick.
Okay.
And just kind of go from there real quick.
Right. So basically the whole idea is that, it's kind of like, let's say Twitter, for example. Twitter is a really good example because to use Twitter correctly, it's kind of like going to a cocktail party or, whatever sort of a party. And one of the successful things you can do when you go to a party is to get someone else talking about themselves as opposed to you talking about yourself, because everybody knows it's like a real drag that if you go to this party and all you do is focus and talk about yourself the entire time, you can only do that for so long before people start to lose interest, they get bored, they think that you're an egomaniac, all of those things, and above. But So the whole point with social, from the research that I've been doing, the people that do it well, that get it, that understand, realize it's about engage. It's about engaging to the kind of the main title of the guide is EAT, engage, audience, tribe, and the point of that is, if you want to use social media to grow your business, to eat, to pay the bills, you're not going to do much of anything to drive traffic, to have anything happen, unless you actually interact with people. You engage with them. You have a conversation. And that's why you can't just sit there and brag about your stuff and walk away and wait for them to, magically push the button and buy. It doesn't work that way in today's world. People are savvier than that. They get more than that. So if you've got to engage, but you don't want to. The purpose of engagement is not to just build your audience, because audiences are fickle. You want to build that audience so that out of that audience you get a few people that you interact with that get who you are, that like what you're doing, and they become your tribe. And then once they become your tribe, they're like the repeat customers, like in the reseller space, in the reseller world. And not only do they repurchase from you, but they tell all their friends and their family, and that's where you get all that referral business, and that's where things can grow. And if you know anything about like multi-level marketing at all, it doesn't take much. It takes like 4 to 5 levels to have success, because there's you, and then if you get 3 people underneath you, and then they get 3 people each underneath them, that's 9, and then 27, and then whatever the next number is. I'm not a math person. It takes nothing, like 5 levels, and you've got great reach all of a sudden with nothing. So the point of the entire guide is to really get people to focus on interacting, engaging with people on a one-on-one basis, to get that person in your tribe and get them solid, and then move on to the next one.
Yeah, I mean, really what I like about the guide and what I've read so far with it, I mean, it's straightforward information, and it comes down to this, and I was just reading this. I'm going to read this real quick about your guide, dude. Think about your reselling business for a moment, and the same thing applies with it. You can source product all day long, but until you actually list it and get it into this marketplace, you don't have a hope in hell that you'll actually make a sale, right? I like that, right? Because you know what, with social media, and what Jay can tell you in this book and everything like that, and if maybe you don't want to buy the book, whatever, no big deal, right? But overall, with social media, you can, like Jay said, build a tribe. That's what it's about, and you can sell your own brand. You can, if you are friends with 500 people on Facebook, and there's jayssoap.com or Jay's Soap Facebook page, right? And you like it, and you bought some soap, yeah, this is some really damn good soap. All your friends will see that, right? And your freaking feed, it's crazy, and it grows, right? So definitely using social media is key. When can we expect a release of this book, Jay?
It's about 80% complete right now, and really the biggest issue right now is we're kind of waiting on the proofreaders.
Yeah.
So that's really about it.
For sure. So really quick, guys, Jay, why don't you tell them we're going to set up something on Facebook on my Morning Cup of Joe.
Okay.
Jay's going to give out a copy or two of this when it's released. So I'll post something on the Facebook page of maybe what we need to do to get somebody to win this. So when it does come out, you get a free copy. But also too, right? Showing you where to go buy this at, because this is something a lot of people don't talk about, and I think this is really going to be a standout type of book where it's going to show you, if you're just eBay or just Amazon, right? And you're just doing this, you're working for the third-party platform. This will get you to start thinking, right? And
one of the big things, you're gonna talk a lot tonight about fourth quarter, Q4, and we can't sit back and wait for these platforms to do all of the promotion for us. We have to take these tools in our own hands and learn how to actually engage with an audience, and to do that and have conversations with people about various things. And if we do that, going into fourth quarter, there's a good possibility that you're going to see your sales increase through this avenue of this information, besides the stuff you're talking to people about. So between the two things, there's a really good shot at growing your business in Q4 like it wasn't last Q4 or the year before that. So
Yeah, it's like anything in life with business. You want to grow. You want to be able to spread your wings, right? You want to just move forward and make more money, make more money. And I truly, honestly believe using social media, not just for eBay, not just for Amazon, for everything works. I mean, look how many people when you're walking around in public right now are just like this, or they're driving like this.
Yeah, they're not watching.
It's crazy.
They're not watching billboards.
What are they doing? They're on Facebook. That's what they're doing. They're on Twitter. They're on Instagram. They're on Pinterest.
Totally.
And that is a platform that if you're not on right now and using it for your reselling business, you need to. But also too, when Jay has this guide come out, it should be something you need to look into. And I think what were you selling the book for? Like $10 or something, right?
$9.99. Yeah.
Yeah. And
the beauty of it too is it's I'm calling it a guide rather than a full-fledged ebook because it's gonna be like almost 25 pages or somewhere thereabouts, because I really tried hard to like take the information and condense it down into the nuts and bolts of this stuff and drive some certain points home without having to do some authors will. I'm not an author, I've never done this before, this is my first time, but some people will try and create a 200 or 250 page book because that way it's a book, which means they can sell it for more and it becomes authoritative. And no, people need to have respect for their time. So drive the point home. Get it done. Get in, get out, get it done.
Yeah, where can people follow you at, Jay? I mean, if you're part of the Pick for Profit Resellers Roundtable Elite, Resellers Roundtable,
right?
Jay's in there. He's active. But where can somebody find you at right now?
Probably the easiest place to find me is on Twitter, which is @JNoggle.
There you go. So there you can hit Jay up. If you're not into like paying for any of these groups or whatever, go on to Resellers Roundtable. Jay's a member there. Yeah. Ask a question. Just shout Jay out. Say, hey, tell me about social media. Jay will have a conversation with you, a private message. Right? And just nobody's here. This whole system and what I've put together and what we do with Resellers Roundtable, Pick for Profit. This isn't a marketing scheme. This isn't like an MLM where it's like, yeah, you're going to join our group and then you're just going to get bombarded with people trying to sell you books or guides or whatever. We don't do that. Right? It's very, like I said, it's a very small niche, but.
Well, but really more than that, I think you and I have had these conversations, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to collectively bring something unique to your members, because there's a lot of other places that are out there for reseller information specifically, but I don't see a lot of anybody talking about in-depth information about social media. Not to mention, we've already got I think there's a total of 4 guides in the works for coming out between now and the end of this year, and they have very, very unique takes on this stuff for different types of people. And I think that's what's going to be cool, because you and I realize that you can't cookie cutter a lot of this kind of thing, and your information is unique in it's your experience. I mean, come on, you've been doing this for longer than anybody else around, and you know the ins and the outs of how all this stuff works. And it's like I told a few people online that as long as Mike's been a reseller, I've been doing this media thing and the online space and tech and all those types of things. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it comes down to is this, right? I mean, using what's out there, right? I mean, obviously this channel here, there's a lot of channels on YouTube. There's a lot of blog posts, websites you can go to learn a lot of different stuff, right? Nobody's here saying buy this, buy that, right? All I would say is, look at something if for a minimum $10 investment. And if you're not doing social media, I think you would get your butt in gear and you'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to use Twitter now, right? I mean, if you have eBay and you're not using Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, what are you doing? I mean, really.
You're relying on eBay to do all that for you, and you can't do that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing. And you should use these platforms, right? They're there, but it's one of those things it's like this, right? There's a lot of information out there, a lot of stuff going on, and oh my God. And if you're new, you're like your head's spinning, right? I mean, really, you're just like, whoa. But then it's all about finding out. It's cutting through the bullshit is really where it is. Finding the people that are talking about it, and just because this guy's bullshitting this whole time. This guy's just trying to sell me this, that. He wants some of these guides and these websites, right? Find the people that are actually real and have information, have been doing an experience, and
right?
You open your eyes up to really what's happening out there. So, hey, do you have some time to stay a little bit, Jay? Because I was gonna get some other people in here.
Yeah, I gotta bail tonight. I've got company from out of town for the long weekend, so I'm kind of in and out and doing whatever. But so I guess the last thing I can say too is I think it's going to be really, really interesting in the next 6 months as to the information that you're starting to bring to your group through various people. And one thing I've learned too is that when you throw information out there that has value, that really has value, like for $10, it's not about the $10. It's about if you're a new reseller and you've got a family and you've got a full-time job and you're getting into this thing and you don't have time to spend 5 hours a night after work doing a bunch of research online about stuff, watching tons and tons and tons of information on YouTube about various things, the social, how to source, how to ship, Mike, you got all that covered and your information is extremely concise. I'm trying to keep my information concise on the things I'm doing, and so for $10, it's out there. It's a less than 25 pages. It's an easily one evening read, and you've got a you've got a much better platform to start this process from than trying to wing it on your own and spend 6 months blowing it through Q4 and Q1 of 2015 and figuring out that you did it all wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
I made a lot of mistakes in my reselling game, and that's going to be one of the guides that I'm going to talk about my mistakes and some other things along with that. But man, if the stuff that's out there is quality and it makes sense and it just really helps it helps people to cut through the bullshit and just get in, get the information, get out, and then apply it and use it, it's a win-win.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, it's like anything, whether it's, you can go outside reselling, provide some value, provide things that, and this goes to somebody who might be listening right now going, okay, well, I'm going to start a YouTube. I'm going to talk about reselling. I'm going to tell you something. You have to be original. You have to have different ideas, because I'm not trying to say this in a bad way, but everybody that I've heard and they're talking, it's just regurgitation. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's run wild. It's run rampant, right?
Yep.
But that also comes from somebody that's been doing this for a long period of time, and nothing is going to shock me. Nobody's going to come and tell me, dude, yeah, I'm going to freaking watch this item. Okay. Right. I mean, that's the mentality of it. Right. So understanding, and we talked about this before, if you're interested in hearing more about me and Jay talking about social media, there was a couple of shows. One show we took down some audio problems, but both of those will be out on PICK4PROFIT.com. So here's the thing, right? Really quick. PICK4PROFIT.com is a paid site. I'm not here to talk about this right now. But you actually, if you're not a member, you can actually go in there and actually see some of these posts, right? So there's a blog atmosphere to it, right? And there's going to be a lot of other stuff going on that's public that I'm not going to be putting on YouTube, right? My experience here with YouTube is you say one thing and the next thing you know, another video comes out and everybody's talking about the same thing. It's a craziness, right? And it's this regurgitation. It's blah, 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 blah. That's not what I'm trying to accomplish here, right? It's not what Jay's trying to accomplish. We're trying to say, hey.
You know what it is? People are sniping YouTube just like we snipe eBay. And I suppose that's fine, except when you're talking about intellectual property, that's just another form of stealing.
Well, here's the thing. I get people all the time message me, hey, dude, check out my guide on Amazon. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't even know who you are. And I'm not trying to be egotistic like that. And then I start talking to the person. I said, oh, cool. And they got this guide on Amazon for $1.99. And I said, well, tell me about yourself, because I'm interested. I want to know. Oh, I've just been selling for 2 months. And I'm like, what? I'm like, are you kidding me? Right. That's where the technology today has made people overnight experts overnight. Like, hey, I've got 3,000-4,000 followers on YouTube, and here's all my information, right? And it's crazy, right? Go back to some of the people that are from. If you've been watching me for a while on YouTube, go back to some of the other people that have been making channels, right? And there's a lot of new people coming out and they're putting out really great information, right? But when you start to see this, I'm going to say it again, this bullshit, see what it is, right? See what it is and understand where it's at. It's up to you to decide, right? If you ask me, what am I watching on YouTube? Not even anything picker related, because it Nothing that's being said or doing anything is benefiting me, and I don't have hours to waste. I've got enough stuff going on in my mind and my business that I'm looking at other things. I'm listening to Pat Flynn. I'm going on podcasts. You know what I mean? I want to learn something. I'm not here to learn about, oh, you know what? If you go to a thrift store, you can go and find this clothing brand and you can make all this money. Well, I know that. What brand do you want to know about? I'll tell you about every damn brand.
Right.
You know, you go in a thrift store for years and years and a decade, you understand what it is, right? I mean, come on, nothing's fooling you unless you're just not looking in these areas.
Right.
At the end of the day, you know, it's just this, right? The information's out there. There's information all over the place with reselling. Social media stuff with reselling isn't, right? This is, again, providing value. Jay's right here. He's in our group. He's going to have this guide come out. Might be interested. You know, if you're like, hey, I want to buy this, great, buy it, right? If you're not happy with it, I'll put a guarantee on the thing, right? Anyway, Jay, thanks so much for being a part of the show. It's really appreciated. I'm amped. I'm ready to roll with this. We're going to put a thing out there probably tomorrow morning on my Facebook on how you can get a copy of the free guide when it comes out and provide you with some more details. And well, I'll post this too, Jay, because I know this was your why I wrote this guide.
Do that. Put that on there so they can get a little bit of an idea behind that. And then the last thing I want to say too is I'm going to leave the details up to you. But how about we do this? Besides giving away, give away 2 copies for free. But then why don't you come up with a contest tonight for somebody else, for a third person, or actually let's do this. Let's do 3 copies.
Okay.
But one of those copies will also include a half-an-hour phone consultation with me about social media and how to do things with your business, your resale business. So, but it's got to be one of the people that, you know, have a chance to get the guide and read it, and then we can go ahead and go from there. And maybe what we could actually do with that is maybe we could do a hangout with that person, and we do like a live Q&A.
For sure, yeah. Let's get that done. I'll get that done tomorrow. We'll knock it out, and you know, we'll see what we can do. Right? We'll see. You know, if you're interested in the social media, I'm telling you, Jay is the guy. If you want to say, well, I don't want to buy the guide, but I want to pick Jay's brain, go to his website, go to Resellers Roundtable, ask, you know, at Jay, or go to Twitter. Right? Is that Twitter at Jay?
Right. Yep.
You can hit him up,
or just send me a PM. Just send me a PM on Facebook in the Reseller Roundtable. Put a post in there that, hey, I PM'd you, because it's going to show up in my my other box instead of my inbox. Unless we're friends on Facebook, and then we can go from there. No problem. For sure.
Well, Jay, I really appreciate your time tonight, talking to me and talking to us about your new reselling guide for social media. I'll put all the stuff on in the avenues where it goes. But you have a great night, Jay. I'll catch up with you another time, and thanks again for being on the show, brother.
But thanks for having me on, man. I always appreciate it.
All right, dude. Cool.
Later,
dude. All right, guys. So I want to talk about something really quick, and we had some other guests lined up here. We'll see if we can get them in. But I want to talk about some other stuff right now. Again, you know, my time is valuable. It's just as yours, and I really appreciate all you guys listening and watching right now. We got, I think it's like 60 viewers, so super cool. Get some shout outs to some people I see in the comments. And, you know, again, guys, thanks for spending some time with me on a Friday night. We've got, go back to where I was at, Rosie Smith, Thrifting and Profits, Mike's Homestead, Charmaine Bensley, Perry, Golden Finger Picker, Gil Daddy, Jason Fuller, Holland Hobbies, Picker X, Biohazard Picker, Katie C. What's up? So I'm going to talk to you guys really quick about Q4, okay? And just the understanding of what you can do with it, right? So, like, for example, cash flow. You need to have cash flow to really go out there and tackle these products, right? And find these opportunities, right? If you're stuck in the house right now, you got $100, I mean, it's going to be difficult for you to make a lot of money for Q4 if that's all you have, because if you truly think about it, there's really 2 or 3 payouts left if you are on the 2-week payout period with Amazon. So the time's ticking down, really, you know, and you have to understand that, right? The biggest thing I've learned with Amazon or anything in reselling is cash. It's having enough funds to go and buy things. And like last year, you know, I mean, I was in the circumstance, December 11th, I believe it was, or the 12th, where I was sitting there and I just didn't have enough funds. I could have bought more Frozen, more Elsa. I didn't have any more money. I just went, I mean, I went all in. I was going in and heavy, and I crushed it last year. But again, that's how fast it can happen, right? You know, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, 200 grand isn't much, okay? That may seem like a lot of money right now, but to go and buy things, right? And it's, I mean, really what's going to happen here is after Black Friday, December 1st, December 2nd, you're going to see what's popping, what's happening, what's going ape stuff, right? And when you see that, then that's when you react, right? Merchant fulfilling toys on Amazon is excellent ROI, excellent money. If people are saying, oh, yeah, all these returns, just trust me. Maybe 1 out of 300 of items I've sold, like any hot selling toy gets returned, right? I find there's more returns with electronics. There's obviously more returns with used electronics on Amazon overall, but if you start looking at the things, right, it's about, okay, how do I move my money? How do I do this, right? And with Amazon, you can do that, right? So if you have your $100 right now, you just do the best you can. Don't worry about other people, or don't worry about me or anything else going on. Worry about your money, right? That's the most important thing. Try to take your $100 into 500 or 1,000, right? And then build it up for after Christmas, right? After 2014, 2015 comes around January. I don't know how many people are out there yapping about reselling. I follow some here and there, right? But a lot of the stuff, January, February, I crush it. I mean, it blows away like my Q4s. I mean, that's how good it is. People are getting Amazon gift cards, and there's new Prime members. It's crazy. I mean, my January last year or this year compared to my Q4 was 3 times more, right? And I ran out of money. So understanding that, you know, like there's opportunity there, right? And the same applies with eBay. People with eBay, if you have an eBay account, leverage that with what you're doing now. Keep listing it, getting it out there, because you got PayPal there. You sell something, they give you the money. You got money in your hand, especially if you have that PayPal debit card to go and withdraw the money and buy more stuff, right? Just moving money and doing that. Have some discipline in terms of saving a little bit of this money, right? Creating a picking fund. All right, I'm gonna show you guys something right now. I just started this. It'll be launched tonight. Like I said, PICK4PROFIT.com. Yeah, it's a paid site, but there are posts on there that are not on YouTube. They're not on my Facebook, right? It's only on that website. So here's something I'm starting, and you're gonna see 2 videos pop out really fast. I did this before with $6 challenge, okay? I'm doing another challenge to myself, $10. This is it, $10 picking fund. And here is my picking savings fund right here. This is what's in there right now. I just started. It's like $1.91. That's my savings. That may not seem like anything right now, but I encourage you, if you're listening and watching, go do what I'm trying to do. Mimic it maybe in terms of saving the money, creating a picking fund. And I guarantee you, my biggest downfall when I did the $6 challenge was I didn't finish it, right? Because if I finished it, there'd be a crazy amount of money that would show you what I turned $6 into. Now I'm going to show you, but I'm not going to, like I said, it's not going to be on YouTube, right? And that's not to say, well, you're just going to force me to go on Pick for Profit. No. Well, that's where it's at. That's where the information, that's where I'm putting it. All the videos, it's going to be public, you know, and it's pretty crazy to see, you know, just this mentality of how you can turn $10 into 20, or, you know, I see GillDaddy in the house. GillDaddy taking $20 and turning it into 7,000, right? I mean, that's you, but you're going to see it. You're going to see it. You're going to see what's sold. You're going to see everything down the line and how it got to that point. And you're going to hear different stories you're going to hear me just explaining the process. You're going to hear me explain, oh man, this is just not selling. What do I do? Right. But again, that's how easy this business is. You can start with $10. You can start with $10 and take it to $500, $1,000, 20 grand. It's that easy. It's that easy without a doubt. You know, here's the thing, right? Trying to get some of the people on here, but we're having some issues here. The yeah, Thrift and Profits, hashtag Amazon cash problems. That's, I mean, here, right? I wrote this down and I want to talk about this really quick in terms of like just some strategies to get cash flow, and not just cash flow, but scaling your business. Okay. And I wrote these down real quick. Obviously the number one thing to grow your business is credit, right? I'm not a big believer in credit. I do have credit, but I rarely use it because I'd hate to be in a situation where I'm, you know, taking 50 grand and I'm gambling on it with reselling. Now I'm confident in my business and confident in my buys that I could do that and do pretty well. I'm kind of a thrifter. I mean, I'm a laid back, penny pinching type of guy. So I've always said to myself, you know what? I don't need credit. I don't need other people's money to go run my business, and I just do it my way. But that option is a viable option for you right now if you're trying to figure out, okay, yeah, I only have $100 in my pocket, but I want to rock it this year. Well, I mean, you could use some credit, but you have to understand you have to pay that back. I mean, we're going to go back to basics here. You have to pay that back. You have to make sure what you're buying is logical. If it's Amazon, and you're buying hot toys or buying things with low ranks, Amazon can jump in there, right? Do different things. Understand that the best way to do anything with Amazon or eBay is eliminate your competition. And what I mean by that is you don't need competition. So stay away and figure out different avenues of where there's zero competition. And one way to do that is to create your own product or find a product that's currently not on Amazon or bundle or multi-pack that product, right? I mean, it's that simple. Okay, that's staying away from the competition. If you see an item that is ranked, let's just go back to last year, Elsa doll, right? $12 at Walmart, but she's selling for $75. Okay, and you see it, $75. You're in the store. Well, you can pick it up right now in the store and hustle that really quick. Merchant filled for $74.99, man. Just be lower than the next guy. I mean, I'm not here to teach you that mentality, but that's what you do. Merchant filled, you go in there and just hustle it, right? Or you say, all right, you know what? I only found a couple today. Let's play the waiting game, right? All it takes is just a trigger of people that jump in and go, and then the price is dropped. If you're doing Amazon right now, you see that. You're seeing a lot of this stuff, whether you're in these different BOLO groups or whatever it is, right? A BOLO is really, I mean, it's just, okay, be on the lookout. Great, right? But if you're telling this to 3,000 people in a Facebook group, is that really a BOLO? I mean, is that it's destroyed, right? I mean, really, and that's the mentality I have when I hear BOLO and when I say, well, this is a BOLO, right? It's something to look at, obviously, but I'm not telling 3,000 people. I'm not telling 1,000 people. I'm not telling people, I'm saying here's an opportunity now to get in and buy that and try to flip it pretty fast. Or there's maybe it's ranked 500,000 in toys, but it's coming down gradually. It's out of stock at Walmart, limited stock at Walmart, or Target, or Amazon, and understanding that. So that's the big thing. If you're new and you're listening and you're like, what's the BOLO? And you're getting into the BOLO situation, be very careful with what the information you're getting from people. Even me, honestly, I mean, we were talking about something in the group the other day about a certain action figure, and yeah, it's $8 right now in the store, and it was selling for 60, 70. I was selling for 60, 70, $50. FBA, then merchant filled, I was selling for 50 right now, hot toy. But as I was the first person to get FBA, I created a listing, by the way, for this toy. So that's how up I was on the game, right? I was there when the Walmart stocked it, and I was like, this is badass. It's a Ninja Turtle toy. And I grabbed it, and I'm like, okay, cool. Took a photograph of it, made the listing, put it out there. I was the first one there. So I had the merchant filled, and I threw like 7 to Amazon FBA. And luckily for me, that 3 went to like Phoenix, which was like overnight. So they were checked in and like, yeah, ready to rock. Now, I looked this morning, it's down like $23. That's how fast it changes. So really, be really careful with like the BOLO information and what is going on with stuff like that, because, especially if it's retail arbitrage type of stuff, just you have to make educated decisions in terms of, is this worth me buying right now, right? Is it a position of selling it now, tomorrow, today, or holding it off and say, okay, I think December 12th, this will raise up, because you can have that mentality. You can have that understanding, that business philosophy of when you buy this product. Let's say I'm buying this calculator and I buy it right now and I see it sitting there at Walmart and, there's 20 of them and $2.99. They're selling for $11, right? Okay. You do some math, look at camel, even though that's not 100% like accurate, right? Camel. Understand that, you know what? I've only got a couple dollars in this. I'm playing the waiting game, man. I'm in no hurry for this item. I'm in no hurry for this to sell. I'll play the waiting game. I'll wait for it to sell out. I'll wait to see Amazon sell out. Those are strategies you're going to have to understand as an Amazon seller or even an eBay seller. Understand the buy. Understand that, okay, I'm going after, again, the Cubs koozies, right? I mean, when is the right time to buy and when is the right time to sell? And if you can understand that, it's like gambling. It's like, it's like anything. It's investing in stocks. You can work it, right? Yeah. I'm just going to read a comment here. Go through some comments here, guys, so I can kind of, yeah, the concept of the jar is this, right? It's from Sidra. Okay. It's sitting in my face. Okay. It's sitting in my face. And when the stuff sells, I throw it in here. I wanted to show you guys something, but I decided not to do it because I'd probably get some shit for it. But I recently, every year I have my savings fund from everything I sell. And I was looking at it the other day, and right before I did this video, I was like, I should show these people. But people would probably get pretty pissed off. Because I had a freaking big chunk of money, right? Just from saving, not just with reselling, but with other things. That's where the jar comes into play, where it's like, it's kind of like the cuss jar, right? Where you swear every time you throw a quarter in. But this is your savings fund, right? Your savings for everything you do. Mostly, but this is the $10 challenge for what I'm doing, and it's videos I'll be putting out there, not publicly in terms of YouTube to get 800,000 views, but for people to go, if they're serious and they want to see what I'm selling, they can go on PICK4PROFIT.com. You don't have to pay, and you'll be able to see kind of my journey with all this, and I'm gonna document all that. So that's really kind of the purpose of the jar. Yeah, it's one of those crazy things. It really is. Like Andrew says, going to Walmart, right, is, I'm not saying it's a bad move to go there and buy things. I go there and buy things to reflip all the time. But I'm just not going in the toy aisle. I'm going into the grocery section, the health and beauty, overall. But yeah, really, like Andrew says, it's understanding the rare books. That's why I like selling clothing. That's why I like selling vintage clothing, because they're unique pieces that no one can have, right? Except you. You've got it in your hand now. And there might be two other sellers. There might be that one seller that's like, okay, I got a Charles Barkley champion jersey, size 40. There might be one other guy. Or there's two guys. One guy's selling for $9.99 in auction. All right. But I'm selling mine for $60, $70, because that's where it's at. Right. It's rare. And their buyers will pay for that. And that's understanding the completed listings. Again, don't need to give things away, but understand your business. Find things, going back to this, find things that you can flip fast, but long tail. Right. If you can mix both those mentalities together, you could do really, really well. Obviously with books, that's why I brought up earlier, is that I would suggest books to anybody out there if you're doing Amazon, right? Also toys. If you can get in the groceries, that's another one. A lot of good stuff. Jason Fuller says, Mr. Global Voodoo, what kind of phone do you have? You're going to get the new the Note 4 or iPhone 6. I'm still on the iPhone 5, right? I haven't upgraded or done anything like that. So this works for me. Probably when I don't know, maybe next year I'll grab the new iPhone. I'm not really up on all the tech stuff, you know what I mean? I just go and do what I got to do. So call me Peter, and you're welcome. All right, I'll call you Peter. So that's that big thing there. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things here really quick, and I'm going to spit out this information, these websites, those domains. I'm going to give you guys a lot of good stuff. And if you're following right now and you're listening and you're like, oh man, what is he talking about? I missed that link, right? I'm going to post it on Pick for Profit. You can go on there probably tomorrow and the show notes on this whole deal, so you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. So, it's one of those things where that's how my mind works, right? I'm so like ADD, so like crazy moving forward that, I move on with this stuff. But before I actually get into giving you guys these links and showing you some products I think are going to sell really well for Q4, I'm going to talk about some strategies here again, going back to a couple things at knowing when to scale your business, knowing when to add employees, right? If you're sitting there on the fence right now and you're like, okay, I'm busy, I'm making money, but I'm getting such great deals, okay? Well, it's time to start looking at an employee, right? Or a helper, somebody that can help you out. Because ask yourself this one question, okay? $10. If you can give somebody $10 to help you do a part of your job, and it would make your life better, would you do it? If your answer right now is hell no, I'll just do it my damn self. Well, then you're not at a level where I'm talking to you yet, right? But if you're like, yeah, you know what? yeah, I don't want to sit there and take these photographs, or I don't want to do these listings. There's people out there, guys. I mean, my God, you know, you go look up on the Drudge Report, look at the people that are unemployed and I mean, or on food stamps. It's out of control. It really is. And there's people in your neighborhood or friends that are in need of a little help. And that $20, $30 can go a long way for somebody if they lost their job and stuff like that, right? So if you're at an opportunity or you're at a position where you're making money and you're trying to say, well, how do I scale? And you've not gotten to that employee step. This is, you know, this is when you know. And say, okay, let me try that, right? You know, I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can utilize employees for reselling, you know, whether it's listing or taking photographs or packaging or even breaking it down another step further and say, okay, you know, I'm an Amazon guy and it's Q4 here. And, you know, I'm going to start giving these workers $500 gift cards. They're going to go shopping, looking for these items so they can, you know, buy them and then call me. Hey, I got them. Cool. And you'd be sitting on your phone. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Quantity 4. It's live, merchant fulfilled right now. Right. And it's selling, right? Having a team, building a team. That's important. Okay. But understanding that, you know, just a little bit of money can go a long way when it comes to helping somebody. But if you find the right people and they work for you, whether it's $10, $12, whatever amount you assess for your employee, you know, obviously you're helping somebody here in this country, but you're helping yourself. And if you keep doing that and growing that way, you will start to realize there's such an opportunity as a reseller, right? Like you can just, I mean, you can grow and scale as far up as you want to. All right. And then all your job is just buying stuff. You know, you're just buying stuff. Yeah, I mean, you know, Mr. Sadie, I like selling my own stuff. Really don't care what others are doing. Keeps me fresh and pumped, making my own destiny. Yeah. And there's, you know, and I'm not saying, hey, guys, you need to go get an employee, right? Be your own ninja, right? You don't have to, I mean, do what you do. If you're happy with your lifestyle, if you're happy with what you're selling, I'm not saying you need to go get an employee, right? I mean, trust me. I mean, I went years without having anybody, and I mean, I'm happy. I can stop whatever. I can stop anybody coming in the door that I haven't employed from me right now, and just cut it off, and I'll still be happy. I'll still be making good money. But if you want to grow and you want to make more money, that's the way it's going to be. Is you have to get other people to help you. That's the only way you're ever going to grow, right? Unless you go get a loan for $400K and you got $400K picking fund that you can run with, right? So, you know, I'm a big believer in the hiring of people in this country. You know, people need help. This country's got a lot of opportunity out there. The secondhand market, we should be totally stoked that we can even go to these thrift stores and, you know, garage sales or, you know, there's a lot of opportunity out there, guys. So, Anthony, can you go grab me one of these real quick, buddy? Yeah.
I can go to my friend's house tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Wanted to shout this out really quick. This is a 4 Peaks Brewing Company. This beer here was actually rated the #1 craft beer in America. Really good stuff. So that's what I'm drinking. All right. Where we at? Caesar's Palace. Learned a lot from you back in the days. I remember when you had a bad experience at Walmart. Yeah. Thanks for posting Caesar's Palace. You know, glad I can help out in any way. No, this one, dude. Yeah, the Walmart thing, it's taken care of. Actually, it was a blessing for me because I went in there and they kicked me out and security came. And now the general managers will call me and say, hey, we're getting ready to blow this stuff out on clearance. We're gonna mark these down. And I just go in there. And it's like a heads up type of program. So it worked out pretty well. But it's if you're new and you're like, ooh, I'm kind of scared to go scan some of these stores, understand, really, I mean, they don't care, right? They're going to look at you a little funny, but, you know, again, going back to what I said before, understanding, you know, what you're buying, and don't go and spend $5,000 at Walmart and to say this is a slam dunk, right? Be careful because the people are here. There's more people coming. There's going to be a lot of people selling this Q4, and you just have to have you have to be skeptical. You have to be skeptical, and you have to be patient, and you have to know really what you're doing, or you can lose everything if you're going all in. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to talk about this for a little bit. Hey, Carol. See Carol's in the house. What's up? Thanks for joining. All right, guys. So I'm going to show you guys some things, and I'm going to try to post these links into the chat here. Like I said, if what I'm talking about and you can't follow through, you can go back and watch the video. Go on to PICK4PROFIT. Under the post I'll put for this will be public, so anybody can see it, and you'll be able to see kind of the direct links and what I'm talking about. So here we go. Oh, that stinks. All right, so here's some things, guys, that I think you should really look into if you're an Amazon seller. I'm a big Lego guy, so you know, selling Legos is there's a lot of money to be made with Lego, right? But I'm going to show you these. I'm putting them in the chat. It took it. Black cat, bad luck. Yeah, dude, that black cat. Oh, God. So there's that one there, right? These Lego advent calendars, okay, without a doubt, are very, very profitable. Even if you might scan it right now and say to yourself, there's no money there, trust me, trust me, trust me, they will sell out. People will back off, and you'll be selling those for a really good coin, okay? There's that one there. I'm just going to throw these links in here. It looks like they're sticking. You might have to put some WWs or something in front of it to get to go, but you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. Let me go back here. Hey, Jason Fuller, or Peter, just sub to you. Woohoo! Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, Mr. Say says there's a new guy on YouTube, quit a job making $200K, spends $1K every day for FBA. Pretty awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys out there talking reselling, and just take it for what it's worth, right? Listen to what they're saying, and maybe apply what they're saying to your business and see if it works for you, right? Without a doubt, encourage anybody out there if they're reselling or picking to go and post videos and stuff like that. Without a doubt. Cool. So there's that one there. There's three, I think, this year. There might be a fourth one. There's the Lego Cities, Star Wars, and Lego Friends, which I'll post here. These are solid buys, right? I'm gonna tell you this right now. If they don't, and if they get overcrowded, maybe because I'm talking about it publicly here on YouTube, but I guarantee you those will sell. Those will make you money if you buy them. But if you're buying them right now and going, well, I'm going to sell them tomorrow, well, they're not making money right now, but they will. Trust me. Yeah, they're out in some stores. Online, I think you can get some of them. It's just doing some homework for them. I'm going to tell you something like these. Look beyond that. It's an advent calendar, like a kid wants to open it every day in December. I was selling these in January, right? Because there's collectors out there that are buying these and they're not opening them, right? So get over the fact that like it's advent, and if it's not sold by December 1st, that it's worthless. No, it's actually becomes more valuable, right? And as all the group of people come in and are start buying all that up, they're trying to push it, make a quick couple bucks. This might be a good wait to see what it jacks up price, right? When it goes up and you're like, okay, yeah, now it's at 80, right? That Star Wars one last year, I was topping like 70, 90 bucks on it. So it's like anything. Just it's like a stock market. Just watch what's going on. Here's another one. Again, another Lego set that I think is going to be really nice if you're into the Lego scene and you're into selling on Amazon. Cool. This one here, it says, yeah, see someone else. Yeah, see, this is the problem. You come in here and they want to just spam you, right? And this is what I go back to what I said earlier, right? You want to come in here. If you want to approach me and talk to me and be friends with me on Facebook, stop spamming me, okay? Stop spamming with other people's groups and ideas and all their other garbage, okay? All right, I take time out of my valuable day to come here and talk to you on YouTube. I don't need to come here and talk to you, but you're going to come here and treat this platform as a guide to produce your, to get more people to go to your group or your Facebook. Don't fucking do that, right? And you know what? I've already told this. I knew this was going to happen with people because they like spamming, and I'm just going to do my thing, right? Like I said, I took the time out of here to help and give you guys information, talk to you about stuff. But if you're going to continue to spam and, well, go join here, there's a lot more information over here. Well, like I said in the beginning, listen to what it's worth, right? If somebody's telling you it's $6 and a 50K, well, let's show us eBay. Show us what you're doing, dude, right? I mean, right? Or hey guys, this is this. I live at home with my mom, and God, I'm killing it, I'm crushing it, right? Please take the time to listen to who you're listening to, right? But you're not going to come on my platform and sit here and try to freaking dog me or freaking promote your bullshit, right? Honestly. So I'm kind of really done at this point, guys. I'm sorry. For those you want to follow me, I'll make another video on this. I'm not going to sit here and just been bombarded with garbage to go join other groups. So sorry it's come to this. It's pretty pathetic, going on this YouTube, these people out here. There are people on YouTube, guys, that they think they're rock stars. They think in a year or 2 years, they're going to make 20, 30 grand, right? And since day one, I come on here, I speak my truth, I speak my mind. I'm more than happy to share anything with you. But there's some people out here that they think YouTube is theirs and picking community, right? So they do this, and you know what? I'm not playing this game. I don't need this game. So hopefully you learned something here tonight, guys. I was willing to share a lot more with you, but when the trouble and the riffraff comes, I need to leave. And, like I said, if you listen to what I said before, if you are friends with me on Facebook, and you're getting spammed with people's crap, garbage groups, right? I'm sorry. I've removed all that, but obviously it continues here. So guys, thanks again for that. You watched, if you watched this whole thing. All you guys that were members that posted on the Facebook about the, winning the Pick for Profit 3-month thing, I'll put it again out on Facebook, but I'm just not going to sit here and get belittled and being thrown in the freaking dirt. And if you want to hear me yell about all this, talk about, I could do it, but I'm not doing it tonight. So thanks guys for your time. Have a great night.